Greetings, poetry babes, dudes, dudettes, crepe Suzettes, lest we forget all the rest, whoever you are, from near or far. Welcome to my poetry channel, with me as the star, Teal. Here I am. So here's the deal. So much on my mind, overly saturated, I would call it. So, sort of going easy on myself, kind of, even though diving into these memories are really quite painful. But I'm doing more of the old cheat skeet, the old skater cheater. There's just so much content there. These journals I've been slowly unveiling. There's just so much there, and I'll probably dip back into them because, let me tell you, 365 days of original poetry ain't a small feat. And what's so interesting about this is yet another one I haven't shown you, is I think I didn't look at the number, but I think I kept these journals going for 280 some odd days, and I didn't even think about it when I set this really kind of monumental goal for myself. Oh, I know, I'm totally overwhelmed and have no idea what to do with my life, and everything feels like a fight, so I think I'll do original poetry every single day for 365 days. I love these grand gestures and these grand bars that I must reach to the stars for. And I guess this was kind of a precursor. This sort of set the stage for being able to keep up with something rather difficult for multiple hundreds of days in a row. So, there you go. And henceforth, we'll have poetry. Get on with the show. So, yeah, this is yet another one. And I had been knew that I was being cheated on, knew that I didn't even get broken up with, and there was a new girlfriend whom I pieced together before I was told about her, and was completely correct about every hunch that I had in the situation. But the poems, the writing, the journaling got so dark and angry that when I ran out of space on whatever it was, journal number 3, I think this is number 4, I decided that 4 was, or whatever number this is, was going to be a Zen attempt, an attempt at Zen. So, Tao, if you will. Tao is a little more forgiving. The Zen becomes a little bit more easier to attend to and and to strive for. So Taoism is not something I think is easily attainable, but I've always connected to it, and it's always spoken to me as, like, if I have to pick a main religion, pick a boat, it would be the Tao boat. Tao Te Ching, Tao of Pu, Day of Piglet, Lunar Tao, all of these writings, the deeper and deeper I get into it, the more I love it, and the more sense it makes. Sorry, a little distracted. Can you wait just like a few minutes? Okay. Diving in here. just some juicy stuff. Anyway. Oh, geez. Okay. It's just, okay, I'm not being very zen right now. Not being easy to understand at all. I'm distracted by laundry, trying to dive into Tao, into the ways of Tao. So there's that. This garment of my mother's has beautiful red cranes on it and all of these beautiful patterns, and it's an amazing brand that she used to sell in her store called Goody Goody from the 90s, the glorious times we love of the 90s. So You know, I skate over this. I don't want to pick the scab too much, but back in a time when it was okay to appreciate other cultures and have deep curiosity and reverence and love for other cultures without being damned and doomed to dress in American clothing, whatever that means, because it's not something I'm interested in. And I've mentioned in other videos, my whole life growing up was introduction to other cultures permeating my culture that I always found quite boring, and to be an anti-culture, if I'm being truthful, sort of the antithesis of culture. Like, you want me to just wear blue jeans and Crocs all the time? Because I'm not gonna do that. And I don't understand this concept either, that you would ever travel to another country or have interaction with another country and not buy the garments, buy the wares, want to know, want to care, want to be in it. So I find it all very interesting that now there's this extreme sensitivity that don't wear anything that isn't pertaining to exactly what your makeup is. It's like, well, that doesn't work for me because I've lived my life having a passion and a fascination for other cultures. So anyway, this was another one. Just a great, it's beautiful Japanese cranes, and I'm gonna keep wearing it. I don't know, maybe I'm insane, but I love it, and I love how it feels, and I love Taoism, and I love to dive into it. So I'm going to continue to. Say what you will of me. American culture is boring. So sorry. This is one of my Tao trinkets as well. It's very, very old. One of the first times I read about Taoism, I then was gifted this, and I'm trying to remember the story of the gift. I know it was special, I believe, by my mumsy and dadums. But just dab myself with a little self-confidence here because I'm feeling not so on the confident side. Just dab it on there and just get that taken care of. And the fan is coming in handy. This plant is also a symbolism of the content. The dude who was so rude and kind of made me go to breakdown town. I was taking care of this plant for him. It was his plant. And I want to tell you, it was probably about this big when he gave it to me to take care of for him. Oh, and I was storing all of his belongings in my garage, just for a little frame of reference. He never broke up with me, got a new girlfriend immediately, and I had, I don't know, like 300 pounds of his stuff, his birth certificate, everything that he owned, in my garage. I was just a storage unit, really. So I was taking care of his plants, and this beauty right here was dying in my like negativity and poison. It was not doing well. It was about to die. And I literally made a very specific decision to keep it alive for me. I was like, this is my plant now, and I'm going to keep it alive for me, not for him. It's my plant. And it thrived, and it like got to be like 8 times its original size. So now it's like spilling over this huge plot, and it was in one of those like little supermarket potters, little planter that you just buy for $4, and it was the tiniest little baby and about to shrivel up and die. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna sing to you every day and make you live for me, not for him. And now it's one of my healthiest, most bountiful plants. So this one is tied together very intricately. It has this awesome kabuki mask, goes around here. It's very beautiful, obviously, again, wasted on kind of a not so great source, but as I said, it led me to parts of my own source and what I am capable of giving, and that's a lesson worth living. So I wrote in gold on this journal, each pilgrimage is a circle we travel to return transformed. Is there destiny or is there none? How you answer determines your fate. None of those are my quotes, but oh, this is book number 3, so I guess I skipped ahead with the last book. That's okay. We're out of sequence. We're out of order. I went on and on and on and on for hundreds of days. But this is book 3, where our heroes decide if they are truly ninjas. Right, because I wrote the poem about him where I scaled an audience. I climbed over people's heads to meet him, and he fell, and I called him nice ninja moves, and then I introduced myself as I'm a ninja. It's cute, mean, but stupid outcome. Anyway, we'll just see what happens in here. Day 99. A new book, a book of tests and patience. I will try to take my time. Let letters be holy objects, that you may read my truth more clearly and see each word as a temple, as I intend. My prayers on papyrus, my hope and trust spun into syllables, all words, symbols, and signs. Stitches holding time gently like a firefly captured after hours of the waiting only a child understands. Children who know exactly how many steps and spins it takes to reach a secret treasure and can see a map within a feather's subtle lines. I find I give that child still within me less and less precious time, and she knows all the beautiful rhymes and is even better at spotting signs. I had what I believed to be a lovely revelation about us just the other day. I thought, could I find someone who is already a bit more of a man? Ready, with plans in hand for more serious demands? Sure I could. And could you choose more of a girl, just having fun, give it in a youthful whirl, no serious roots in mind? Yes, I'm certain you could. Find a whole parade of them. But what then? That vision, that picture in my mind is like a watch that doesn't tell time, a plywood movie set, jumping far too high without a net. In short, it's a sure bet we could find other arms, other charms, disarm this love and shove it away, but the very thought slays me with 1,000 ruthless swords. The vision is so pure within me that I am meant to nurture the good and earth-loving, peerless, cosmic, worshipping, exceptional man that you are yet to be. Not true. And I believe deeply and equally you can guide my hand, which fits so right in yours, to begin more free and barefoot, as the girl I was never fully allowed to inhabit, dancing with glee. I see this flowing, graceful, knowing harmony with its rightful yang. I see this yin flowing in graceful, knowing harmony with its rightful yang. Please, would you trust my soul? I cannot withstand a world where I never hold you again. I'd rather refrain from light and food. Blah, blah, blah. Jeepers, girl. I wrote this with, like, quill ink. A lot of it is, like, quill hand. I don't know. Crazy. Gasp. 100 days. Someone give this girl a hand. Okay, no one is around. Certainly not you. So I'll give myself a hand. I have not wavered in my words for you. For this I am proud, not ashamed or tempted to feel foolish. And perhaps you'll insist on me giving into such darkness, for I am not allowing one so distant and distracted to knock down my sandcastle. I assure you, dear, I've built it not bucket by bucket, yet rather sand particle by sand particle. So if you wish in your heart of hearts to destroy it, you shall have to look me square in the eyes, the true gateway to my soul. State your intentions and then start kicking. But for now it grows, and yes, as shown above, I do know the risks of adding moats and play areas for royal goats and temples with brilliant stained glass, and you don't even have to ask. A bedchamber fit for lovers, like Cupid and Psyche intended, of course. But see, this palace was already so powerfully wondrous by the time you left on your voyage, I couldn't possibly bear to tear it down unfinished and allow it to fall to ruin or be overthrown by fear and jealousy or overgrown by weeds and thorns of despair. The air around this castle is still perfumed by a true and determined love. If you do not want a queen whose enchanted passion for you is unmatched in any land, well, I guess you can pass right on through, on to the basement dungeons of the same old parties, and air perfumed by distraction and repetition. But I've commissioned paintings by all the greats, and the fates have woven tapestries to line the walls. You are indeed just another frog, if your only reaction to this tireless work is to kick and swing and watch it fall. After all this, it would be a shame for you to miss the ball. My gown is made of moonbeams, the seams are rays of sun. I sent a single invitation. That's right, just one. Part of the fun in this book 3 is I intend to better myself while writing it, and fill you in on the progress. I confess that's harder to achieve than falling, weeping to my knees. That part I've got down. But grace ain't just found like a lucky penny, it's earned. The seasons have turned here about 7 times in as many days. I've been trying my hand at some haiku poetry as the minutes and seconds find new tricks to play on my aching heart. Day by day by day. The pearl pen is of its the pearl pen also fits with the sandcastle analogy. You've no earthly idea the effort in one letter. Teal gets a haiku feel for haiku. Teal gets a feel for haiku while deeply, deeply missing you. I think I've read some of these, but spring snow on my tongue. Who is master of seasons? Bird songs praise a pulse. This was yesterday. I took a lovely little video of a heavy spring flurry for you, but you haven't checked in on me, so I can't send it. My scars need rubbing. The surgeon indicated love has been prescribed. Avocado sliced. I stare into the soft green, fed but not nourished. No makeup in weeks, my naked face always wet, bursting forth like rain. Psychedelic caves, my desirous soul pines. I've a list for us. Ooh, yeah, she just goes, my friends. She goes, she goes, she goes. I'm trying to find one that's more poetical, I guess. Oh, this was, oh, look, I painted this cool, this cool koi fish. And there's beautiful prayer flags in here. Too much beauty on such a little duty boy. Ooh, frog prince. So this one should be interesting. It's all about the frog prince, which is what I decided he was. Day 112. Disclaimer, I'm mad at you. The smeared ink is tears. In your new reality, it is your birthday. I collected gifts and stories and well-worded sentiment for you for months. I was actually excited to send it to you despite the fact you've let nearly 3 weeks go by after I got angry at you, extremely justifiably so, but I told you to please contact me soon as I strongly dislike being left on a thin, high wire in a strong wind. And you know I've been torturing myself the entire time. Not a word. I sent the sentiment and should have left it there, but then, like a dummy human, I looked at your Facebook, and there it is, you smothered in my face, holding your new girl so tight, her arm draped with great ease and comfort around your shoulder, playing with your shirt sleeve, so familiar to her fingers. Do you not remember a thing you said to me? I'm so curious. You're all so tan and spoiled. Do you even learn anything there? It looks like a $25,000 party. So cool. You're all just lounging, probably don't have any thoughts or world news, no current updates of the most recent Syria attacks. No one cares. So relaxed. Just cool. Cool kids. Gosh, you've got it made, huh? You can just plow over another human being's heart, then start a fresh new game where you're free of blame. Scaling mountains, the few, the lucky, the pampered youth. Yum, mangoes, fun, fun, cleared blue water, and more fun. I'm tormenting myself. So bad for my health. I force these images into my optics. I hate every word I write. I write to, it's a Tao fail. I wanted to shine joy at you, but you're clearly concerned with your own light. Are you another frog? I still believe you are a prince. I wince at these 80 long remaining days. What on earth can I say? I meant my words. I meant my words. So much, so much, so much. Wow. Jeez Louisa. Oh, this one has more tears on it, so should be maybe interesting. What else can I do besides keep my faith? I must stash it in a treasure chest. All the world's gold would never ever compare to the treasure that I illuminated for you, the glow that you showed me, unlike any glow I've known. I dreamed of us at the ocean. You took those fantasies from me and handed them to a girl who has had so much handed to her. I'm a wild, wonderful, fierce woman who would dive into the depths for you. In my dream, we were at Fort Bragg, the sea glass beach. I glued a piece of the treasure I gathered there onto your first journal. When I was there in real life, I thought, crouched over the shimmering wonder, I want to bring someone I love to this spot. Someone who could spend endless stretches of time in awe and wonder of my polished and rough parts, all my smooth and jagged edges, pick up each new wondrous shape of my sprawling beach, and find marvel and joy and new blossoming intrigue with every particle. The friend I was with was mystified that I could be so amazed after hours and hours, as giddy to hold a new sea glass discovery up to the light as I had been with the first piece. I rubbed with hope in my soul and longing for that love who could find as much spiraling, delicious beauty in my soul as I found on that beach. I returned there in my dream last night with you. There was color in the dream, a rarity in dreaming, meaning paying attention is a gift of the spirit realm, not just a montage of images. I found an elusive, bright blue piece. I stood fumbling like a baby giraffe running to you down the shore, the pure blue magic grasped tight in my palm. I held it out for you as though I'd found the key to existence. It's a heart, I beamed so proud. You held it to the sunlight, smiling. Not half as pretty as this, you said, putting your big palm over my chest. Rainbow prisms danced across your face. My dream mind thought I could not have imagined wasting another moment of life without you. But we were together, and it made so many elements of existence align, signs multiplied. We rebooted reality, but not selfishly, not just for you or just for me or just for us, but for all. We did it together. It spread like laughter, like a tickle festival. Remember where we started, I asked you? Yes. Blah. It's like every one I get halfway through and I'm like, dumb. It was dumb. Dow on tears. If you say men don't cry, you don't know men. Only men who cry truly know themselves. They should weep, even for deeply felt handwriting on dreams. A man must dream. He is a butterfly A man must dream he is a butterfly if he is to be a man when awake. That's not my words, but great words. So many beautiful flowers pressed. It's just, whew, it's a lot. Ooh, this one's really beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful pressed flowers and this cool fish. Oh my gosh. It's been a very, very bad night. I got up to close the door and I knocked the book over. Luckily I didn't knock the blood over, but I came back, picked up the book, and it had opened to the page on counting outward and the passage about giving blood, being precious, astonishing. I have flipped through the 400 plus book several times, but never saw that. We used to communicate through the moon. I still do it. My moon blood seems a fine representation for how devoted to all our plans and dreams I have remained, above the dandelions. Your Native American totem flower for your birth sign. I never realized how beautiful they are until I realized they had an attached meaning to you. Seeing that sentiment relating just right out to thinking. Bleh. Can't read my own writing because it spirals around in a spiral. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I wrote this in backwards. You have to, like, I could read it here. I could read it in the screen. Life mystery will happen to you, but what will you keep of it? Gains, meaning, I guess, oh my god, it starts over here. I will be waiting here for your silence to break, for your soul to shake. Okay, those aren't my words. That's a quote. The way, the goal of returning. If you are uncertain, return to the way. If you are on the way, return to the source. Wow, that's not my words either, but they're good ones. Oh my gosh. Did a little Zen thing. Light cannot be seen without shade. Shade cannot be seen without light. By pure moonlight, we see in black and white. We cannot see colors. There is something fascinating and valuable about seeing the world that way. We see only what is essential. We see form emerging from a sea of blackness. We can appreciate shape and depth without the distraction of exact color or even meaning. We can look at the world so familiar by daylight and see it new in the black and white of moonlight. And if we really let it in, colors become new again when light emerges. All colors beam together to make white. You make the brightness of an ununified self if you collect, cover, and store, aka patience. I wrote about latitude and longitude on the previous page, then found this passage. Newton proved while light is the combination or presence of all colors through his work refracting light in prisms, he published the theory of the moon's motion in 1702, showing how to find the moon's longitude to determine universal time and find longitude at sea. Eclipses were now understood. Eclipses were now understood. Oh man. Yeah. What a lot of feelings. Man. I don't know, you guys. It's like, I feel like 25 minutes goes by so quickly. So there's some thoughts, some poetry, some of me, some of you, if you've ever had your heart broken too. To follow Tao is to respond to it, yet Tao also responds to us. Feel movement in stillness. Attend to the changes between empty and solid. Ensure that Qi flows freely through the body. Seek stillness in movement. Fill your opponent with wonder at your human, unrestrictable responses. Yet make goodness your most predictable motion. Every single part of Tao, uncontrollable, uncountable as they are, contributes to an ongoing dance that is improvised each second, yet destined in its flow. The gateway is found only after a long search, and the long search is a spiral going inward. Yet seek those who strengthen and believe in your spiral. In, out. We are the world is us. Therefore, the first order of practice is to become pure. The Tao sees purity as manifesting goodness at our best level, and better still, be the elder and be the child. It's a good thing to end it on. I'm gonna run out of my storage, as I always do. It's a constant thing for me. There's some beauty in there. Unfold, lift, pull. Ooh, there's such a beautiful thing written on here. I wonder if I could have time to read it. It's all written in silver. I don't think I could see it. The word return comes from the word fan. Ooh! Full circle. The word return comes from the word fan. Okay. Here's the plan. More poetry tomorrow. More of me. Hope you'll be there.